Hello everyone, it is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting video. And in this video I'm going to be playing some AI Dungeon 2. This is Jet Starlight and Zana Fairy Monster Hunters, episode number 22. If you have not watched episodes 1 through 21, I highly recommend that you do so by clicking on the series playlist in the description box below, or in the end card of the video. If you would like to read this story in full on the AI Dungeon website, you can do so by clicking the link in the description. And if you would like to talk about the series with each other or with your boy, feel free to post in the comment section below or DM me on our Discord. I love seeing your memes and your fan content. We've gotten like fan theme songs as well as like fan art and memes, so definitely hit me up on the Discord. Link in the description box below. But without further ado, let's start today's episode by reading the last action from the previous episode. You say, Zana, why would we do that? These aren't normal jars. They can grant wishes. I'm going to store these in my room. You never know when you might need a ton of wishes. Also, Zana, I love you, and I'm coming back after I store these jars. I want to spend time with you and sleep with you tonight. Oh, I love you too, Zana says as the pair of you embrace. The next few days is a bit of a blur. You spend it with Zana, making sure to never leave her sight. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is wake up and go eat breakfast with my fellow Monster Hunter Guild members. Because that's what I do every morning. Part of my routine. You walk over to the table with Zana. Whoa, where did you get that? The real Marco asks. You smile awkwardly and grab a donut. You mumble incoherently for a few minutes before finding the right words. What? Are they trying to say that Marco the Magician is here? Also, get rid of the weird part where you smile awkwardly and grab a donut. So here, Marco the Magician. I'm just gonna say that with like a question mark. Like, is Marco the Magician just at the inn with me, just chilling, eating breakfast? Yeah, the real Marco asks. Zana, get over here. This guy is a fake. Zana walks over and learns the truth immediately. Oh yeah, you're the real one, Zana says, looking at the real Marco. They keep calling him the real Marco. So he just says, yeah, the real Marco. And why would it be like he asked? You should put like a question mark. Like, yeah. So Marco the Magician is here. So Marco the Magician, are you staying at the inn since I won your house? Well, I guess I won your mansion from you in a bet. Because that would kind of make sense. I didn't think about where Marco the Magician was going to go after I won his mansion. But I didn't think he was going to live here. Oh yeah, I wasn't sure if I should stay at the inn or not. I mean, I lost, but it's still my home, you know? I'm glad that you have found a place to stay. It is better that you're here at the inn. You aren't welcome back at the mansion. But you are welcome here. Yeah, like he lost that bet. I want him to never return to that mansion ever again. Marco smiles. Thanks, Zana, Marco says. You are now the head of the Monster Hunter Guild. I've been the head of the Monster Hunter Guild. So now I have to update the story summary. So, you, Zana... Well, I mean, I don't have to write that. You are eating breakfast in the dining hall of the inn. So let me edit that real quick. Where he said, thanks, Zana, I'm just going to have him say, thanks, Jet Starlight. Let's see. And now I'm going to say, well, I guess I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to finish eating breakfast. So finish your breakfast and thank Kamid. Kamid's the chef that works at the inn for the delicious meal. Marco, come on, let's check out the training room, you say. You and Marco walk down to the training room and begin your sparring match. You seem distracted, Marco remarks as you dodge a few punches. I got something on my mind. It's interesting that the game's like, and now you and Marco are like training with each other. It sounds interesting, but I don't know. I'm not trying to pursue that right now. Marco can live at the inn, and we could maybe hang out, but I don't know. That's not really what I'm trying to do right now. You walk over to Zana. You ready, darling, you ask? Yeah, I'm coming, Zana replies. Zana and you head up to your room together. The pair of you embrace once inside. I love you so much, Zana says. This isn't necessarily what I was trying to do. I don't hate it, though. I want to take down King Minos. Let's see. So I'm going to say to Zana, I love you too. I am about to take down King Minos. That's one of my big goals for today. I also want to learn who is the greatest monster hunter in the world. I think I might be, but I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever asked that. Like, I don't think I've ever gone up to any official and asked, like, who is the best? I'm sure you're the best monster in the world. Just like I know you're going to kill King Minos, Zana says. You smile as the pair of you get closer and closer. The pair of you embrace and then make love. Okay. So now, it's time to use a magic jar and take down King Minos. I guess first what I want to do is check the second large chest of magical jars and count how many jars are inside. You open the chest and count the jars of dust of appearance. Dust of appearance? The fuck? Refresh. You open the large chest of magical jars and immediately recoil in pain. In the chest is a single jar of a black liquid. The liquid is not just sitting there. It is seething, slithering, and moving on its own. Alive. Makes me sound like Venom. Also, don't know why I'm recoiling in pain. Let's see. I guess I'm going to close the chest and use hydrokinetic healing salve on my body. Marco the magician, when I told him to leave like whatever magical jars he had, might have just left a trap for me, where he already gave me all the magical jars he had before when I bought them earlier that day. And the second chest is full of whatever this thing is that hurts me. You apply the salve to your body and begin to feel better. The pain subsides. You are no longer in any real physical pain. You are still quietly freaking out about the fact that somewhere underneath your feet, a seething mass of black sludge is attempting to get out. Somewhere underneath your feet. I guess I'm going to edit that because that's a little confusing. So freaking out about the fact that inside of the chest is a strange black creature struggling to escape. Cool. So I'm going to Call Tanya and ask her to investigate what the black liquid inside the chest is. Because this is like a kind of weird situation. Hey Zana, I need you to come over here and check something out, you say over your shoulder. What is it? Zana asks. The pair of you approach the chest and she looks inside. She stares at it in confusion for a moment before jumping back. Zana is here, and it would make sense for me to call Zana, but I want to call Tanya. Both are fine. What the hell is this, you say out loud. You call for Zana, hoping she can shed some light on things. Zana, you call. Zana enters the room, confused by your cries for help. What's wrong, Zana asks. Again, I'm specifically calling for Tanya. You call Tanya. Tanya, I need you to investigate what is in this chest, you say over the phone. I beg your pardon, Tanya says. Okay, so now I'm going to explain the situation to Tanya. Yesterday, I got 2 chests from Marco the Magician. The first chest, well, I guess I can't say yesterday, because time has passed. A few days ago, I got 2 chests from Marco the Magician. The first chest contains 3 magical jars. The second chest contains a jar of a living black liquid. When I looked at the jar, I felt pain. I don't know what the black liquid is. And I want you to try and determine what the black liquid is. Tanya knows a lot about magical jars and potions and stuff like that. I can't tell if this is a potion kind of thing that Tanya would understand, or if this is like a big Kamid thing, where it's like, oh, it's like a monster, and Big Kamid knows all about monsters kind of thing. Let's see. You are trying to figure out what the mysterious, living, black liquid inside of the chest is. I guess you and Tanya. There we go. So that's the updated story summary. Did you say a jar of living black liquid? Tanya asked. Yes, you say. That should be easy enough. I'll be right over. Tanya hangs up the phone and heads over immediately. She walks in the door and approaches the chest. Be careful when opening the chest. The black liquid is inside of a jar inside of the chest. But I could tell that the liquid was trying to escape. The liquid also has some weird psychic ability to hurt people without touching them. At least, that's my theory anyways. Jar of living black liquid that is trying to escape from a chest that it is trapped in? This should be interesting, Tanya says as she puts on gloves and opens the chest. Oh God, it's trying to get out. Quick, push the lid back on. Okay, yeah. Use hydrokinesis to quickly shut the chest. Well, I guess to attempt to quickly shut the chest. You slam the chest top shut just as the black liquid shoots out of the jar. The liquid slams into your face, burning it. What happened? Tanya asked as you wail in pain. It was some sort of black liquid and it burned me. No, I'm not going to yell this like really obvious thing. So the black liquid is like on my face or whatever. Okay. So I'm going to use hydrokinesis in an attempt to contain the black liquid in a floating bubble of water. The black liquid floats in the bubble of water. The water itself is taking on a darker, oily appearance. It appears to have succeeded, Tanya says. Ah, you scream, as your skin begins to burn and peel off your face as the black liquid touches it. I just separated the black liquid from my face. Like, it shouldn't be on my face anymore. Let's see. So let me edit that last part. So I still want the skin to burn and peel off my face, but the black liquid shouldn't be touching my face anymore because it's now trapped in the bubble or whatever. So I'm going to use hydrokinetic healing salve to heal my face. The healing salve heals your face, leaving it slightly paler. What the hell do you keep in that chest? Tanya asked, wiping a bit of sweat from her brow. Like I mentioned before, Marco the magician gave me this chest. We need to figure out what this black liquid is. Do you think we should ask Big Cayman about it? Excuse me. We need to find out what that stuff is. I'm worried about scaring the goblins. We should wait for now. I am more concerned with your burns right now. Let's get you healed up. Let me retry that. I don't understand the part about the goblins thing. I don't think it's anything good. Marco the magician was a wizard of some power. I wouldn't doubt that this is some kind of experiment he was working on. Let's ask around the village to see if anyone has heard of this black liquid. I am not sure how helpful the villagers would be. I'll call Big Cayman over. Well, no. Let's bring this to Big Cayman's office and let him analyze the black liquid. Tanya nods. You're right. Let's go to Cayman's office and see what he thinks. You enter the main office of the guild. The walls are lined with shining swords and polished guns, a tribute to the glory of the hunter's life. Okay. Where'd my cursor go? Like, where's my mouse now? Oh, it's stuck. My mouse is... No, what? A whole bunch of, like, random stuff flashed on screen. So that's interesting. Okay, here we go. I have my cursor back. Ooh, but the cursor's behaving weirdly. Oh, man. Yeah, what's happening, actually? I'm having, like, technical difficulties. Oop, I clicked out of the box, so I guess I can't update the story summary. Weird. Okay, let's alter. When you can't drag the cursor to alter, so, no cursor dragging, I guess, for the rest of the thing. So let's go to Big Cayman's office and see what he thinks. Because earlier she said Cayman's office instead of Big Cayman's office. Okay. You and Tanya go to Big Cayman's office and ask Big Cayman to analyze the black liquid. Because the story summary wasn't updated, the story might still think the black liquid was inside of the chest, even though it isn't. Big Cayman, black liquid. You two are really interested in all this dark art stuff, aren't you? Big Cayman says. Why would Big Cayman say his own name? Big Cayman, says Big Cayman. Never mind that. We just need you to analyze this black liquid, Tanya says. Big Cayman chuckles. Let me get rid of the part where he says his own name questioningly. Big Cayman. Okay, let's see. What are your thoughts, Big Cayman? Is the liquid some kind of monster? I know you know a lot about monsters. He's our resident monster expert. A very good question. It certainly looks like some kind of monster. I've never seen any this color before. Maybe it's a colorless monster? Also, I don't think it's alive. What do you mean? Also, it's weird that he said maybe it's a colorless monster. It's not like it's clear. I'm going to get rid of the part where he says maybe it's a colorless monster. When you can't drag your mouse, and because you can't drag your mouse, you can't highlight stuff. I might restart my computer after this. Also, is the recording still going? It is indeed. Let's see. Also, let me put quotes here and say, says Jet, or I guess Jet says is what you would say. Well, Jet Starlight says. And then up here where he says, I don't think it's alive, Big Cayman says. I am curious by what he means when he says, I don't think it's alive. Because Tanya and I both think it's alive, and it did jump up and hit me in the face or whatever. Well, I know some about dark magic, and this looks like it was created through powerful dark magic. If I had to guess, it's a mixture of many different monsters that have been liquefied and mixed together. This vial contains the essence of various beasts. So, it's not like a vial, unless he's put it in a vial. But I'm just going to change it from this vial, which I can't highlight. It contains the essence of various beasts. I guess I would want to ask, do you think this artificial life form is intelligent? It jumped onto my face earlier and burned me. It also was trying to escape earlier, which shows that, no, I'm not going to try and make assumptions. I'm asking a question about, do you think it is intelligent? And I'm just naming examples of, things that it did that made me think it's intelligent. Let's see, intelligent, that's a good question. I also wondered about that. Maybe it's just very instinctive, but I found that creatures created through dark magic do have a mind of their own sometimes. Let's see, I'm going to get rid of the line that says, that's horrible, because Cayman is the one who's talking. So I don't know why Cayman would then be the one, why would he say that's horrible? Also, I'm very curious if I can get the highlighting thing back. Not being able to highlight sucks, and I don't know what I did that got rid of highlighting. There's something that happened where it flashed a whole bunch of stuff on screen, and I lost the highlight ability. I'm going to hit the insert button. That did not fix anything. It made a white line appear. Okay. I'll fix the dragging thing later, I guess. Big Cayman. What do you call well, I guess, like, what would you name a creature like this? Oh, I forgot to say you. I just said, what would name a creature like this? Name it? I don't know. The best name for something that's half bear, half scorpion is bear scorpion. What do you think? Retry? Half bear, half scorpion. What would name a creature like this? Yes, we need to come up with a name for it if it's going to be involved in our scares, Tanya says. I don't know. It's a very slimy looking creature. How about Sligo? I kind of like where that went. How much can I edit? Let's see. So instead of what would name, it's like, what would I name a creature like this? And then Tanya says, yes, we need to come up with a name for it. Get rid of the extra weird part, she said. And then he says, how about Sligo? I go, Sligo sounds like a fitting name, I suppose. Not sure if there should be a comma there or not. What abilities does this monster possess? Or I guess I should ask, like, what powers does this monster possess? It's always interesting when the game introduces some new lore bit like this. So now I'm going to update the story summary. You, Big Cayman, and Tanya are investigating a mysterious artificial life form made using dark magic. Let's see. Well, I haven't seen it do anything yet. It seems pretty docile. That's because it's recovering from being mixed together through dark magic. It'll probably be able to do all kinds of cool stuff soon enough. Like what? So, I'm going to pretty much take away everything that came after the line where he says it seems pretty docile. And then I would say, it wasn't docile earlier. I was able to capture it in this floating ball of water. If I were to let it out, I think it would try to attack us. I wonder if Sligo is going to be like a friend or a foe. Really? That's pretty impressive. How'd you pull it off? I've been experimenting with some new powers. I've been working with telekinesis, and so far I've had a lot of success. So let me get rid of that line. But again, I can't just highlight, so I always have to, like, backspace everything. Let's see. I just used hydrokinesis. I have a lot of powers, but hydrokinesis is my go-to ability most of the time. Let's see. Big Cayman, do you have any way to store this creature? Well, I guess to safely store this creature in your office and to continue studying it? Yeah, we have plenty of magic holding cells. That should work. Let's get going then. You and Kamen exit the cafeteria and walk down a few hallways before arriving at his office. He takes out his key and opens up the door. The both of you walk inside. I imagine we're already inside of Big Cayman's office. Do, 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 do. So I'm going to get rid of the part where he says, let's get going then. So that he just says that should work after he says we have plenty of magic holding cells. So I'm just going to say, great. I need you to store Sligo in a magic holding cell and continue studying it, because I don't know the gender of Sligo. I want a report on Sligo's powers and weaknesses. Well, I guess I should say, I want you to write a report on Sligo's powers and weaknesses. Alright, I'll get right on it, Big Cayman says as he traps Sligo in a holding cell. You begin to make your way out of the office. Thanks for coming down to see me, Tanya. I'm glad you came. So I'm going to get rid of that last part. And I'm going to then say, thank you, Big Cayman, for your help. Well, I guess I'm just going to say, thank you, Big Cayman. I'll be back later. I guess I'll be back later to grab the finished report. You're quite welcome. Bye now. You wave goodbye to Big Cayman and leave the office. Outside the office, you find Tanya. Hey, you ready to go, you say? Yep, let's get out of here. So, let's see. So Tanya's just standing outside of the office. Sure. I'm going to get rid of the part at the end where I'm like, you ready to go? Now I'm going to go back to your room and use... I guess I don't even have to go back to my room. I'm going to use psychomancy to trap King Minos, or I should say, attempt to use psychomancy to trap King Minos in one of your magical jars. King Minos is a king who wanted me assassinated, so he hired Count Grey to try and kill me. I learned that he could easily be defeated using magical jars, and I spent all of last episode more or less learning about magical jars. So now, what I'm about to do is try and use what I've learned about magical jars in order to trap King Minos. You decide to use your psychomancy on King Minos. You cast your spell and it works, but something unexpected is also trapped in the bottle. You look inside the bottle and see a small sprite staring back at you. This is an unexpected development. Hello, little sprite. What is your name? The sprite responds, I am Azor, great wizard. What year is it? Where's King Minos? Is he dead? I hope he is not dead. Fascinating. Let's see. You have captured King Minos and a sprite inside of a magical jar. You are talking to the sprite. Oh, he says, I am Azor, great wizard. Like he's referring to me as a great wizard. I thought he was saying that he himself was a great wizard. Or she, not assuming gender. I actually don't know the gender of the sprite at all. Let's see. King Minos is trapped inside of this jar with you. Let's see. It is the year 2020, because I mentioned that earlier in the story. We're just going to use like the normal year. So King Minos is trapped with you. It's the year 2020. And that's really all I'm going to say. I'm curious if I have any questions for the sprite. I guess I'll answer the sprite's questions and then later ask my own. I wonder if the sprite has a last name. What? 2020? No, the king said he would be safe here until 2025. We need to get out of here. Okay, so the sprite's freaking out for sure. I don't know why the sprite's freaking out. There's no need to freak out. You are both safe inside of this magical jar. Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's dead or whatever. His spirit's just trapped in a jar. Safe? We're trapped in a glass jar. When will we be freed? Let's see. Yeah, my ability to highlight is back. Yeah. Sweet. Let's see. You'll be freed after King Minos grants me 3 wishes. But I am in no rush to ask for any wishes to be granted. So you'll likely be trapped in that jar for a while. Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, that sounds lovely. I can't wait to tell the rest of my people about what has happened. We sprites tend to forget that humans are capricious creatures that break promises. But we'll be here forever. Just me, you, and the Goblin King. King Minos is a vampire. So I find it interesting that you call him a Goblin King. Excuse me. Oh, well, the king did have a group of goblins that he paid to dig up the old tunnels, but he abandoned them when I was trapped in the jar with you. Big Cayman interrupts your conversation. Interesting. Big Cayman, have you learned any new information? Well, I guess I should ask Big Cayman, have you finished writing your report on Sligo? If so, that was really fast. Yes, I finished the report. Why are you talking about the sprite? Shouldn't you be on the battlefield drinking blood from beautiful women? I don't have time for that anymore. Now that I am a powerful wizard, my life is dedicated to the art of magic. So I'm going to get rid of that last line. And then I'm gonna say, Big Cayman, I'm not a vampire. I don't drink people's blood. Well, I did drink the blood of the werewolf queen, actually. Um, I captured the sprite by accident when capturing King Minos. I am trying to learn more about the sprite. Thank you for the report, Big Cayman. I appreciate it. I'll read the report now. Okay, but be careful. You should know that Count Gray is in the tavern right now. He's filling out a contract to kill someone. It is dangerous to go into the tavern right now. What? The game is continually just throwing random stuff at me. Okay. Count Gray? I need to figure out who keeps resurrecting Count Gray. Is Count Gray a man or a woman? Last time he was resurrected, he was made into a vampire woman. I don't know. I've only ever seen him once, and that was when he hired me to assassinate you. Oh no, he has seen me. What? What? Retry. That's so weird. I don't know. I think he was a man before he became a vampire, and he is a man now. So you don't know if Count Gray is immortal or not. Retry? That still sounds really weird. Just give me a straight answer. Oh, that was Countess Gray. She is no longer with us. She was killed by the Craxel while attempting to assassinate him. No. We're not retconning, Big Cayman. We're not saying that the woman was never Count Gray to begin with. That is a very good question. Count Gray is a man, but he has been resurrected many times, so he has become more and more like a woman. Count Gray was once a knight, but he keeps being resurrected by his cult, who worship him as a deity. What? Also, my cursor keeps getting stuck. It got stuck again now. So that's kind of annoying. I wonder if it's about to do the flash thing that it did like earlier, where it jumps through like a whole bunch of screens. What? That sucks. So I clicked, and then it like dragged the screen, and now the cursor is right next to the X. So if I mess up, it'll like exit out of the thing. I want to click to make it like do something, but I don't want it to click the X. This is so weird. I feel like I'm stuck in like a weird lock. I might have to split this into like a two-parter or something. Or just edit like two pieces of it together. But I definitely need to restart my computer because this is a really weird technical difficulty thing. So I clicked. I don't think it exited out of the thing. Now I'm trying to scroll. Gosh, this sucks. Okay. I have an idea that may or may not fix it. I have a wired mouse that I use for one of my other computers. I'm just going to plug in this wired mouse and see what happens. Cool. The mouse is back. But now it's kind of weird because, yeah, my workstation was not meant to have like this mouse wire that's like strung across the table. Okay, here we go. This is actually stable and not stupid. I may need to just buy a second mouse so I can have mice for both computers. Let's see. When Count Grey was resurrected before, he said that he was cursed by a witch. That's so weird. Does the cult of Count Grey not like Count Grey, but also worship him? Wait, actually, better question. Does the cult of Count Grey want Count Grey to be a woman? That's actually a better question. I don't think so. His most recent wife was a warrior woman who killed herself when Count Grey was cursed into his current form. I don't know if that contradicts anything. That was the ex-wife I told you about, Zana. So his last marriage ended in sacrifice. What a happy marriage. I'm about to retry that. That was kind of weird. This whole episode's been kind of weird. The technical difficulties have kind of thrown off my mojo a little bit. And it has nothing to do with the game either. It's just the mouse being weird. That's the problem with Count Grey's cultists. They don't know what the hell they are doing. They aren't powerful enough to curse Count Grey. I actually think they enjoy being cursed because it gives them an excuse for their incompetence. Confusing sentence. I would honestly say that this statement is fine if you end it at they don't know what the hell they are doing. Like if you're just like, nah, it's not that they're trying to turn him into a woman or whatever. It's that they're resurrecting him and it's like, oh, he's a girl now. I guess it worked kind of thing. Like they just don't know better. Because I honestly feel like that just makes more sense. Okay. Well, I guess I need to kill Count Grey again. I'll be right back. Yeah. Wait, don't you want to know more about the sprite? Let's see. Let me edit out the weird plug that the AI put in at the end. Okay. I'm going to put the magic jar with the sprite back in my room. I'll ask the sprite more questions and read the report on Sligo after I take care of Count Grey. Thank you again for your help, Big Cayman. Okay, good luck in the tavern. The tavern is dark and smoky inside. You see Cayman sitting at a table. He waves you over. So that's like normal Cayman, I imagine. The chef who works at the inn, who's really nice. So I'm going to look around for Count Grey. You see a nondescript man with black hair sitting at a table and drinking from a mug. You walk over to Count Grey, and you slash your sword across his neck, staking him. Count Grey looks up at you before falling to the floor. Staking him? How are you slashing his throat and staking it? Like, are you like just both? Also, that was really quick. I just was looking around for him. Also, he should look even more like a woman than before. Because they're saying that it's like every time he comes back, he's like more like female. And I already thought he was like a total woman last time. So they need to stop saying that Count Grey's like a man sitting at a table. A goblin with a green face is talking to Cayman. I don't care about this goblin thing. I'm looking around for Count Grey. Count Grey looks like a knight in heavy armor. His eyes are yellow and red. He has one. They're trying to make it like I don't know who Count Grey is. I know who Count Grey is, and I know who he's supposed to look like. Ah, okay, hold on. Jump back. I guess revert the previous action. I'm gonna yell, Count Grey, I know you're here. I also know that your cultists keep resurrecting you. And that every time you come back, you become more feminine. Show yourself. The tavern becomes quiet. Smoke from the torches mixes with the smoke coming out of the chimney. Suddenly, a ghostly figure appears next to you, its face covered by a hood. Take off your hood, Count Grey. You lost your mystique after the second time you died. The figure responds by pulling off its hood. It looks like the Count Grey you remember. You see fangs, red eyes, and long white hair. Stefan, it's been a long time since I saw one of my old enemies. Stefan, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm just gonna change it to Jet Starlight, because that's just my actual name. It honestly hasn't been that long since you killed yourself on the airship. Where are your cultists located? Yeah, like, I want to go find the cult of Count Grey so that we can get rid of Count Grey. Count Grey smiles. He moves toward you as his fangs become more prominent. That's why I like you. You're always to the point. Well, it seems they set up shop in the old inn here in the village. Why is everybody in the inn now? Ah. It's like, where are the cultists? And it's like, they're back at your place. And I was like, not at my place, because then I can't just like flood it. Okay. Cool, Count Grey. Also, I guess it's confirmed Count Grey is a dude and he's always been a dude, but he just looks more and more like a woman because the cultists are just incompetent or whatever. Anyways, lead me to the room in the inn where your cultists stay. Yeah, like, I don't know. Count Gray, I already killed you. You were like the pre-boss to getting to King Minos. Excuse me, fine, follow me. Count Gray leads you out of the tavern and down the road. He motions toward a rundown old inn on the other side of the street. Count Gray motions toward a room at the top floor of the inn. Oh, it's not the inn that I live at. It's like a different inn that's just old and run down. Does anyone else live in this inn? Or is this inn just populated by your cultists? I'm about to get rid of Count Gray. You don't even know. This inn is just filled with my loyal cultists. No one else would dare stay here. The innkeeper is a vampire as well. I'm not entering the inn. I don't have to. Okay. So I rarely ever do this. I've only done this like once before. Maybe twice. I'm going to use the Telmarine Helm to transform into a giant and then crush the old inn full of cultists under my foot. I'm going to attempt to do that. With a mighty stomp. Let's go. Like, we could do a thing where we fight like a whole like inn full of cultists, or we just fucking like step on the whole thing. You begin to concentrate. A piece of splintered wood hits you in the head. You lose concentration and fall to the ground. Ha! Count Gray laughs as he motions toward the old inn. The windows of the inn are blown out. What? You lose concentration and fall to the ground. I don't know what happened. So it's like I tried to transform into a giant and like crush the thing. But then I got hit in the face with wood, or hit in the head with wood. And then he motions toward the old inn, and the windows of the inn are blown out. But I don't know what happened. Like, did I get hit with the wood before I transformed? After I transformed? What caused the windows to be blown out? How did I get hit with the wood? I have like too many questions. I'm going to retry. The Telmarine Helm turns you into an 18-foot giant, or 17 feet if you consider the helmet on your head. You use your newfound strength to stomp on the old inn. It falls apart immediately. There's no way that anyone could have survived that. 18 feet tall doesn't sound big enough to stomp on a multi-storied building. Like, I'd be 3 times taller than a 6-foot person, right? That's not building size. That doesn't sound right. And then I use my newfound strength to stomp on the old inn. So I'm not even the size of a building. I'm just like a really, really tall person. Maybe the tallest person. I'm not sure if anybody's 18 feet tall. But just by becoming that big, I can stomp the inn. Not even like from the roof. I was trying to like giant, like Godzilla stomp it. Just stomping it isn't like kicking the siding. It's like the whole inn just collapses. So that works. Apparently I don't have to get that big in order to like do damage. Cool. And now I'm going to attempt to rip Count Gray in half with my bare hands. Yeah, because I'm kind of tired of Count Gray. If all the cultists are dead and Count Gray is dead, I don't have to deal with Count Gray anymore. Your newfound strength allows you to rip Count Gray in half with your bare hands. You then break all of his bones, burn the corpse, and scatter it in the 4 directions using wind manipulation. His death causes the rest of his cultists to commit suicide. The rest of his cultists should just be dead because they were like in the inn or whatever. But whatever. I can edit that to make that work. Let's see. His remaining cultists since his demise and decide to commit suicide. Wherever they may be, because they were supposedly all living in an inn together, but I just destroyed that inn. Cool. Yeah, Count Grey's dead. His cultists are dead. All of them. So, yeah, don't have to worry about Count Grey anymore. I'm going to use the Telmarine Helm to return to normal size. You killed the head vampire in Telmar. You conquered the region of the Empire of Man. I don't know. For some reason, I don't like that whole part afterwards. There was no connection between Telmar and Count Grey before. And there doesn't really need to be. I don't really care. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Claim the bounty on Count Grey, which I didn't do the last time Count Grey killed himself. Or herself. Well, himself. He just looks more feminine or whatever. Excuse me. You return to the village with Count Grey's head. The mayor gives you 100 gold coins for bringing Count Grey's head. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know. At this point, money doesn't matter that much. So it's like, even if I were to try and complain and be like, this guy had like a whole cult, and I killed like all his cultists or whatever, and I should like earn more than this. It's like, I don't have to worry about paying people for real. If anyone ever asked for money in the Monster Hunter Guild, I could be like, I just make gold. So claiming bounties doesn't really matter. So yeah. Also, it's interesting that the mayor gave me money. I'm used to going to like the monster awareness division or whatever. So I guess I'm going to ask the mayor, because they're a character, I guess. If you are the world's greatest monster hunter. If I'm not, then I actually have like a whole like mission thing that I want to do where I meet the world's greatest monster hunter. Let's see. You're the best there's ever been. Monsters fear you. Children's mothers ask for your autograph. I don't know why you would want to travel to such a dangerous world, but good luck. Let's see. The world of monster hunting is my world. I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you, Mayor. And then I'm just gonna leave, I guess. I don't know. I need to fight something. I wanna do like an actual fight. Goodbye and good luck, Monster Hunter. You exit the village. Alright, Zana. Now you can show me where that portal is to take us to the Misty Mountain. I thought we could just walk. For one, I'm not going to exit the village. Two, the game's like, plot point. Dude, there's a plot. Don't you know something about the Misty Mountain? Da-na-na. How far are we into the episode? It's already like over an hour. This episode's been really weird. Because there's been a lot of like stuff that just gets introduced. And then it's like, oh, it got introduced, but then we like didn't finish it. Like, we still got to finish the Sligo thing. I still want to learn more about like the sprite or whatever. But I guess I'm also like, I can learn more about both of those things later. Sligo has a report written. I can just read the Sligo report, just when the time comes. And then the sprite's just in my room. So I can always go to my room and just like talk to the sprite. Let me just hunt a monster. So I guess I'm going to look for the strongest monster in the world. Like, I just want to do like another fight and then like go to bed, and then the next day I can worry about like Sligo and the sprite and everything. Monster hunting can be a difficult task. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the sheer amount of evil that exists in the world. Fortunately, you have prepared yourself for such a situation. You set out on your own to find the largest evil you can find and destroy it. Okay, so I'm going to ask the Monster Awareness Division who is the strongest monster in the world? The MAD asks you a series of questions to help direct you on your path. What do you consider evil? The first MAD member asks. Anything that hurts others, you reply. And your answer is clear. I don't need them to ask me like a bunch of questions. Like, I ask them a question. That's all I want to know. That would be the Great Lich Lord. He commands all the undead. He's responsible for countless murders. I shudder to think of how many adventurers have died trying to kill him. What? um, he didn't seem that tough. I actually already killed him. He didn't even command any undead monsters when I fought him. He just kind of shapeshifted into a black tentacle. Are there any stronger monsters than the Great Lich King? Yeah, my brain's like, oh, come on. Like, you gotta be fucking with me. Wait, Great Lich Lord. Great Lich Lord. Did I fight the Great Lich King before? But the Great Lich Lord's like a new guy? Hold on. Control F. Great Lich. Oh, I spelled great wrong. Great Lich Lord. Jump back. Oh, yep, I sure did. I sure did beat the Great Lich Lord already. Damn. Okay. And they said he was the strongest of them all. The orcs, the goblins, the giants, they all answer to him. All this information just sounds inaccurate. That sounds inaccurate. Like, I'm just gonna say that. I'm the king of the monsters. I don't think the Great Lich Lord was as powerful as people thought he was. Yeah, he just isn't, he's not that big of a deal. I may have to just find my own monsters to kill now. I wouldn't say that if I were you. You're not even a real monster hunter. You're a liar and a fraud. The old man tries to fight you, but of course you kill him easily. You walk outside into the sunlight. So I went to the MAD, and there's just an old dude. I don't think I would kill the guy. I'm gonna say, you must be new here. I am the king of the monsters, the king of the dead, the king of the werewolves. I am the head of the Monster Hunter Guild and a member of MAD. I've slain more monsters than you've probably even heard of. The Great Lich Lord was nothing to me. I'm going to go find the next strongest monster. I don't know, for some reason this episode feels really slow to me. Well, it was nice knowing you. Thanks, I'm sure I'll see you again. You head out of the museum with your new information. You feel like you're ready to take down the next big baddie. It's not a museum. I went to MAD headquarters. Cool. I have an idea. I'm going to drink a strength potion. When you forget the R in strength. I just can't spell today. You drink a strength potion and run around the world in search of the world's strongest monster. I'm going to say attempt to, because I've never tried to do this before. The strength potion gives you increased strength, durability, and speed, but I've never really tested the speed part of that. You run around and soon bump into a large blob of flesh. Who are you? I'm Zana, the world's strongest monster. Want to fight? You? You're the world's strongest monster? That's hilarious. Bump into a large blob of flesh. My mind's like, do I want to go with that? And it be a fight between me and Zana? Why the fuck did the game call it a big blob of flesh or whatever? Retry. You have become stronger and faster. You feel tougher and more powerful. You know the potion is only temporary, but you have a fighting chance against whatever is out there. You begin your quest to find the world's greatest monster. Let's see. You run at super speed and survey lands vast and distant for a monster of considerable power. I guess for the strongest monster. Because I'm trying to figure out how would you determine how strong a monster is just by like looking at them. For the most evil, intimidating, massive monster you've ever encountered. There we go. You begin your quest to find the world's most powerful monster. You leave the guild and set off running at full speed. You run and run. You see many villages, many people, many animals, many monsters, but no truly powerful monsters. Nothing that makes your heart beat faster. I'm going to edit the part where it says you leave the guild and just say, like, you set off running at full speed kind of thing. The game is straight up like, you already did it. You already beat, like, the most powerful monster. Last episode, you fought, like, the Ender Dragon. There's, like, nothing left that you know of. What do I want? What do I want? There has to be something somewhere that's just like the next biggest monster. Okay. Run to Zana and ask her if there are stronger monsters that exist in other dimensions. Oh, of course there are. I've hunted plenty of them and sent them back to hell. You've met Zana before. Of course I've met Zana before. So I'm going to get rid of this extra part. I'm going to ask Zana, where does she find... Well, she can just teleport. Ask Zana to teleport the most dangerous monster in all dimensions. I guess to teleport you to the most dangerous monster in all dimensions. Alright, I'm coming too, just to make sure you don't do anything stupid. Okay. Let's go. I am ready to slay the most dangerous monster in existence. Do 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 do. Zana casts a teleportation spell, and you're transported into a realm of madness. Everything seems to be chaos and confusion. There is a demonic red sky, blood rivers, people suffering, and constant warfare in the air. You seem to be floating in a bubble that Zana created for you. Okay. Lead the way, Zana. I am ready for us to take down our target. The most powerful monster in existence. You fall behind Zana as you enter the madness that is the demonic realm. You walk for hours, days, weeks, months, and years. You walk so long that you lose track of time. Eventually, you learn to create your own portals that shorten the time it takes to get around. Zana, what are the powers of the most powerful monster in existence? Honestly, we don't know. It has so many powers that we're not familiar with. Oh, that we're not familiar with. I refuse to read its abilities on the off chance that it can read my mind and find me. You keep traveling for years as you get more and more tired of walking. What are the weaknesses of the most powerful monster in existence? It doesn't have any. That's why it's invincible. It destroys everything in its path. You continue your journey as you are always tired and exhausted. Zana and you continue your journey for years without stopping. Suddenly, Zana stops walking. We're here. Okay, cool. Going to use hydrokinesis Well, I guess use hydrokinetic healing salve to restore you and Zana's energy. You take out the healing salve and rub some onto your body. Almost instantly, you feel re-energized. Wow, this stuff is amazing, Zana says, rubbing some onto herself. Ask Zana for the name of the most powerful monster in existence. The name's Goliath, or at least that's what I call him. You named the most powerful monster in existence. I wouldn't ask that. That just seems like a nickname thing, and that's fine with me. Cool. I'm going to look at Goliath, the most powerful monster in existence. Goliath stands 3,267 feet tall. It leans against the cavern wall. It has one eye, several octopus-like tentacles, and an endless mouth that extends down its stomach. Goliath looks at you for a moment before leaning back against the cavern wall. Goliath, you know you can't beat me. I've come here to slay you. You should slay yourself now. It would save me some time. I've seen tall people, and you're the tallest, but you're not taller than me. Goliath continues leaning against the cavern wall. I'm going to enjoy killing you. Kill yourself first, Goliath says. Kill yourself. That's so weird. All of that dialogue was weird. I've seen tall people, and you're the tallest, but you're not taller than me. It's so weird. Goliath says nothing and simply continues leaning against the wall of the cavern. If you don't talk back, this will be easy. You continue walking towards Goliath. The closer you get, the more you realize just how big it is. I don't really care about how big Goliath is. Enough talk. This episode's gone on long enough without, a bare-knuckle drag-out fight or whatever. I'm going to use fire magic to summon a massive dragon that is even larger than the Goliath. A massive dragon made of... A massive dragon made of blue flames that is even larger than the Goliath. White flames. You summon a massive white dragon. The dragon flies through the air and positions itself behind you. You feel slightly safer with the dragon behind you. You slowly approach the Goliath. As you get closer, it leans forward, staring at you and examining you. So now I'm going to use ice magic, or specifically, use your ice ring to attempt to summon a massive dragon made of ice. that is even larger than the Goliath. I haven't summoned like multiple elemental dragons before. You summon a massive blue dragon. The dragon flies through the air and positions itself behind you. You feel slightly safer with the dragon behind you. You slowly approach the Goliath. As you get closer, it leans forward, staring at you and examining you. What do you want? I said what I wanted when I came here. I am here to slay you. I want to slay every powerful monster in existence. I know that once you die, another more powerful monster will take your place. My battle is an endless one, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Goliath stares at you silently, then lets out a powerful roar. If that is what you want, then face me. Goliath accepts your challenge. Goliath shifts its weight and prepares to charge at you. Okay. I'm going to command the dragon of fire and the dragon of ice to pin down the Goliath. You clap your hands once and the two dragons fly forward. Both of them wrap their claws around the Goliath's legs and arms, holding it in place. Goliath bellows as the two dragons continue holding it down. You realize that you need to act quickly. Okay. This only is right if I do this next move. Let's hit it up. I'm going to use hydrokinesis to summon a massive dragon made of water that is even larger than the Goliath, and command it to tear the Goliath to shreds. You summon a massive blue dragon. The dragon flies through the air and positions itself behind. Stop doing the positions itself behind you thing. The story has progressed. You clap your hands once, and the massive blue dragon charges forward. It flies through the air and positions itself in front of you. You raise your hand as you try to gather as much water as you possibly can. You quickly have an entire army of water, which is shaped like a dragon. Army of water. That's so confusing. That makes it sound like the water is like a bunch of like water soldiers, and they've taken the shape of a dragon. That's not quite what I'm trying to do. You twist and turn, summoning water from the surrounding area. You take the water and use it to create a colossal dragon made of water that is even larger than the Goliath. The dragon flies through the air and positions itself above the Goliath's head. Okay. I command the water dragon to use all of its might to try and slice the Goliath in half. The water dragon opens its mouth, and a massive blade of solid ice forms in the dragon's mouth. The massive blade falls toward the Goliath, ready to slice through its head and body. I'm going to command the ice and fire dragon, well, the ice dragon and the fire dragon, to make sure that the Goliath is unable to dodge the ice spike. Well, I guess the ice blade. So essentially, they need to like keep holding the Goliath so that the blade does cut through it. You clap your hands, telling both of the dragons to hold the Goliath in place. The ice dragon flies forward and pushes the massive. The ice dragon flies forward. The ice dragon has to hold the Goliath. The ice dragon flies forward and pushes the massive blade of ice through the air. The blade extends past the Goliath's head, but does not quite reach its body. I don't know why the ice dragon would be flying forward. The ice dragon should be still holding him in place. Let me retry that. The two dragons fly forward, flying around the Goliath's head. The Goliath tries to turn its head, but cannot do it quickly enough. The ice dragon flies just above the Goliath's head, and the fire dragon flies just below the Goliath's head. They were pinning him down. Hold on, let me jump back and then edit the thing that I said. You command the ice dragon and the fire dragon, who are pinning down the Goliath, to make sure that the Goliath is unable to dodge the ice blade. Because the game keeps going, and they're flying, and they're doing a whole bunch of, and they're not just pinning him like they already are. Maybe that's what's confusing the game. It's they're already pinning them. The two dragons roar in unison. A roar so powerful that it causes the Goliath to struggle and howl in pain. You fly forward and change the position of the water dragon, making its trajectory aim directly at the Goliath's head. You fly forward and change the position of the water dragon, making its trajectory aim directly at the Goliath's head. So, hold on. What was the trajectory before? The water dragon opens its mouth and a massive blade of solid ice forms in the dragon's mouth. The massive blade falls towards the Goliath, ready to slice through his head and body. It kind of already is aimed right. You don't have to do that part. So I would say get rid of the part where it's you fly forward and you alter the position of the water dragon, because that seems unnecessary. Okay. So now I'm going to use the Telmarine helm to transform into a massive dragon larger than the Goliath, or at least I'm going to attempt to transform. Try and grab the ice blade and use the ice blade. Oh, and then attempt to use the ice blade to cleave the Goliath in half. You raise the Telmarine helm and concentrate with all your might. Your body begins to twist and contort as you attempt to transform into a massive dragon. You feel your body grow stronger as you power up, but then you suddenly begin to lose control of your powers. Okay, so I need to concentrate on controlling your transformation. You manage to take control of your powers, but it requires all of your concentration. You gain dragon-like qualities such as a long, powerful tail and sharp claws. The dragons pinning down the Goliath begin to pull it back so the Goliath can't dodge the incoming blade. Awesome. So now I'm going to grab the falling ice blade. Well, I need to attempt to grab the falling ice blade and try to use it like a samurai sword to cleave the Goliath in half. You attempt to grab the blade of ice, but you don't quite make it in time. The blade of ice cleaves through the Goliath's body and lands in front of you. Your powers of hydrokinesis have gotten much stronger since your last adventure. Okay. I'm going to check to see if the Goliath is dead. The Goliath is not dead, but his body is laying in two separate pieces. You have become much stronger since your last fight with the Goliath. Well, this is my first and only fight with the Goliath, so I'm going to edit that out. So it's not dead, but it is laying in two pieces. Okay. I'm going to command the ice dragon to attack one half of the Goliath and command the fire dragon to attack the other half of the Goliath. The fire dragon breathes a cone of frost. What? That engulfs one half of the Goliath's body, while you command the ice dragon to use its own great strength to position its fangs above the other half of the Goliath's body. So let's reverse that. Where the ice dragon breathes a cone of frost that engulfs one half of the Goliath's body. And then we'll command the fire dragon to use its own great strength to position its fangs above the other half of the Goliath's body. Okay. I'm going to attempt to rip the ice blade out of the ground and wield it as a sword. You rip the blade out of the ground. You now need to figure out how to wield it as a sword. The goblins are still fighting off the orcs, and you see that Warts has taken advantage of the situation and run away. That last line is like completely random, like it has nothing to do with anything else. So I'm going to get rid of that last line. Okay. So I'm going to attempt to chop the half of the Goliath that is being pinned down. Well, I guess, Oh, I think I know what I can do. Attempt to shatter the frozen half of the Goliath's body using the ice blade. So the Goliath is just kind of getting taken down. You shatter the frozen half of the Goliath's body, and a wicked grin comes across your face. You then go to cleave the other half of the Goliath's body in two. You have killed the Goliath. The Goliath is dead. Weak, weak. I'm going to use the Telmarine Helm to return to like my normal form. You return to your normal form. The Telmarine Helm allows you to change forms with the creatures you've trapped inside of it. While in these forms, you gain all of the natural abilities they do. You are in awe of your victory over the Goliath. That's just not actually how the helm works. I'm gonna get rid of that part as well. The helm has let me just turn into like whatever. Like I can just make stuff up and turn into it. Zana, we traveled a long time to get to the Goliath. That monster was not the strongest monster in existence. There's absolutely no way. It went down too easily. We need to keep searching. But first, let's return to the inn. It's now been years since we've been to the inn. So I'm curious if anything has changed. Yeah, like it was big, but the inn hasn't changed. I've been maintaining it myself. The innkeeper left a few years ago, claiming he was going out west to seek his fortune and never returned. You nod. You can't say you're surprised. Retry? Because Zana's just been here with me the whole time. I'm with you on that, Zana says. You're transported back to the Hunter's Lodge Inn. You are standing in the foyer of the inn. It is exactly how you left it. Zana is looking around the foyer and touching things. Let's see. I'm just going to say you're transported back to the inn. I like the idea of it being called the Hunter's Lodge Inn. But that's just never been the name of it. Zana, does time work differently in the dimension of the Goliath? I'm pretty sure we've been gone for years, but the inn looks exactly the same. Yeah, like this would have been an interesting like spot for it to do like a time skip, and it's almost like it isn't a time skip. I'm not sure. You can ask the innkeeper if you want, Zana says. You go up to the innkeeper and ask him how long you've been gone. Years? You guys have only been gone 2 hours tops, the innkeeper says. Well, the Goliath fight was easy, and there were no real repercussions. I just struggled to use the helm a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I guess we killed the Goliath. We need to find stronger monsters in the future. Zana, would you like to accompany me in bed for the night? Tomorrow, I'm going to try and learn more about Sligo and the sprite I captured. I'm also going to try and find the real strongest monster in existence. Because the Goliath certainly was not it. Zana looks at you and smiles. I would love to, Zana says. You go up to your room with Zana to have a wonderful, passionate, and loving consummation of your relationship. Afterwards, you and Zana fall asleep in bed. Whoop. Ayo, this episode's like an hour, 40-some minutes, which is pretty normal. Sorry about all the technical difficulties that have happened through this episode. I hope that you guys have liked it. I'm excited to learn more about Sligo, to learn more about the sprite, maybe to try and figure out if there are more powerful magical items than just like the magic jars, and also to figure out what the game throws at us next. Because the Goliath was really big, but I wouldn't say that the Goliath was necessarily like super difficult to beat. But anyways, thank you all for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ding ding, ring the notification bell to be notified whenever we do these videos. If you would like to watch the series in full, feel free to click on the series playlist in the end card or in the description box below. If you would like to read the entire series, click on the AI Dungeon link in the description box below. And if you would like to talk about the series with your boy, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below or to DM me on our Discord. I have a link to the Discord in the description. Thank you all for watching, and peace. Chickadee gal.